up to the property, you're greeted by the dogs, and if you're staying in a dwelling, there's a wagon you can use to help take your stuff up from the parking area. The dogs are super friendly and will follow you around the property during your stay, or you can ask them to be put away if you don't want them around. Each dwelling has a fire pit, extra firewood, chairs, a hammock, and grill. We stayed in the driftwood treehouse, which is the first wooden treehouse dwelling on the property, aptly named for its driftwood decor. It's a one-room, 12x12 space with a queen-size bed and full-size futon for sleeping arrangements. A small fridge, single burner, hot water kettle, and French press make up the appliances of the kitchenette portion. There's dish towels, cookware, dishes, and utensils, everything you need, so you don't have to worry about bringing anything other than food and drinks. They even have a water canister that you can use to keep drinking water close by, and there's a ceiling fan and AC unit if needed, as well as an electric fireplace for the colder months. The design of each dwelling has privacy in mind. For example, the driftwood features only one large window that opens on either end. The French doors on the far side have a curtain that can be used to cover them, and only these two sides of the dwelling actually face out to the private part of the property. Facing the front of the property is only a small high window to let the morning light in, and the back wall has no windows at all. It's also good to note that this property does not have plumbed toilets. Each dwelling has its own private composting toilet setup. My favorite, though, was this urinal with a real toilet, but it's for liquids only, hence the name, the urinal. The liquids are run out the back through a charcoal filtration system that allows the water to be reused for irrigation. The nearby shower houses also use the same filtration process. The shower is a 2-shower room treehouse. The left side has a wooden floor and a slightly lower rain shower head, while the right side has a river rock floor and slightly higher rain shower head. But the coolest part is that both shower rooms feature a tree inside, along with a clear roof. Everything you need to shower is in here as well, including towels, washcloths, soaps, and shampoos, even Q-tips. It's requested that you use the provided fragrance-free soaps to keep the filtration, irrigation, and water fragrance-free as well. And underneath the shower is another restroom. After we arrived and settled in, Anthony offered to give us a tour of the property, starting with the worm farm. This tent was the first rental dwelling added to the property, but it has since been converted to a worm farm as the mold and mildew took over the canvas. The worms are used to help create nutrient gardens on the property. Next, we looked at the front of the property, where Barb, Anthony's wife, has been working on building the gardens. Eventually, this space will have plenty growing in it and walking paths to enjoy. We then walked to the far end where the Stargazer dwelling is receiving its finishing touches. This dwelling has sleeping space for a family of 4 and features a clear roof and 2 clear walls. One of the walls has curtains for privacy, while the other wall remains clear and just faces the forest where you shouldn't be seeing anybody. And just behind Stargazer is the perfect spot to actually stargaze, hence the name. There's a little clearing where you park, and there's no trees, so you can look directly up at the sky at night. We started to take the trail back, which led us to the new perspective platform. This 22-foot high platform is a steep ramp climb into the trees, but from here you can gain a new perspective of the property, and it's a peaceful place to sit and ponder or spend time with God. Nearby is the next dwelling, the Serene 7. This treehouse tent has a queen-size bed with a composting toilet tucked in the corner behind some privacy curtains. And back at the center is the homestead dwelling. This was the initial tent that Anthony and Barb lived in when they moved onto the property, an upgrade from the small temporary tent they lived in at first. It has a queen-size bed, queen-size futon, and a wood-burning stove in the colder months, and the same amenities that all other dwellings have. Across from Homestead is the community kitchen. This outdoor space has a covered area with countertop space, sink, and all the cookware, utensils, and dish towels you'll need. There's also a grill and griddles and just everything you need to cook your food. We finished our tour with watching him pick some shiitake mushrooms for us. They currently grow a variety of mushrooms on the property, so if you want to try some when you visit, be sure to join their email list for updates. I would come out here, enjoy my morning tea, and talk with y'all because I haven't done that yet this trip. Yesterday was really crazy, busy. We arrived at the property, but then of course there was the whole see where we're staying in the driftwood and see the rest of the property. So we came up here and stuff, and so we saw all the different things, and then he really kind of showed us some projects he's currently working on that you can't even get into yet. And he's just constantly working on stuff around here. So it's a huge piece of property, beautiful wooded area. There's not any undergrowth or anything. In the summertime, it's just this would be a beautiful place to be with all the trees being green and everything. However, it would be very warm in the summertime, so keep that in mind, because the only place that actually has AC is the driftwood one that we're staying in. Everything else is more tent style, so you've got it's canvas, so the breezes and winds can kind of blow through and cool the place. So I don't think it would be too bad, but if you don't like summer camping, this is basically like that, so you'd want to avoid it. But in the fall time, I can only imagine how beautiful this place is in the fall. And then in the winter, there are heaters and stuff. I wouldn't come here in the bitter cold of winter though, because that gets old really quick if you don't have a way to keep warm. But every spot has their own little fire pit, and everybody's kind of separated out, which is really nice. And then Barb and Anthony, they actually live on the property, so they're always accessible if you need anything. Honestly, there's stuff they probably have that you don't even know unless you ask. So definitely don't be a stranger and ask if you need anything. I asked on the way here because it was oh, we need eggs for breakfast, and I was I think they have eggs. And so sure enough, I asked, I was do you have eggs? And he's yeah. So we've got farm fresh eggs. They've always got stuff. They're always expanding. And of course you met the dogs. So they've got 2 dogs. They're actually brother and sister, Chief and White Paw. And they're super nice, also super well behaved. Barb and Anthony went to town last night while Adam and I stayed here and cooked dinner, and we were just out there eating out on our balcony out in front of Driftwood. And White Paw had come up the ramp. It was checking out what we were making, but then she kept her distance. So while we sat there eating, she wasn't head on your leg begging for food. No, she was over on the side patiently waiting to see if we would give her anything. So that was really cool to see. Their dogs are super well behaved, and if you have a problem with dogs or don't want dogs around, they can put them in the kennel for you. So that is something they offer if you want a dog-free experience. Otherwise, it's a very dog-friendly place. In fact, they even invite you to bring your own dogs. So they also have this little doggy kit, which I will show you right now. Each dwelling comes with one, and inside are poop bags, pee pads, and homemade treats with pumpkin and other good ingredients. Very dog friendly place, kid friendly as well. Like, this is supposed to be like a family place. Um, there are signs about things like this platform that I'm on. Definitely don't want your kids playing on it without your supervision because it's way high up in the air, and the railings are a little non-existent in some spots. So definitely something that you want to keep your kids safe. You don't want them falling. But he's got like a tree that he wants to add a rope to so that kids can climb because it's like a really knotted tree, so it's like perfect like little footholds. There's swings throughout the property. There's hammocks. It's like this is a great property for kids as well. So I'm staying up here on the New Perspective platform, and it's just supposed to give you a new perspective. But uh, the sun rises over there. Unfortunately, it's cloudy, so I missed that today. But on a good weather day, there are some trees, but you can still kind of see the sunrise through the trees. So this is a good sunrise viewing spot. And then at night, over that way, is where the sun sets up on the over the hill on the property. And it was again cloudy last night. So looking at the weather forecast, we might have a chance of a sunset tonight. I hope. If so, definitely we'll be doing that. Yeah, there are 3.5 miles of hiking trails on the property itself. We did not have time or energy to explore that yesterday, but I would like to do that either today or tomorrow. We'll see. And then I also plan on going to want to do Black Mountain. So there's a roughly 2 mile round loop on top of Black Mountain. So it's minimal elevation gain, like 200 feet, and it's got amazing like bluff overlooks for like the surrounding valleys and everything. So I definitely plan on doing that today and taking you along with me. But honestly, that is going to be in a separate video, so you'll definitely have to be on the lookout for that because I'm going to do that as a separate video and blog post, just because I don't want to put too much in one thing. So this video will be just for this property, but I will have all that information in future blog posts. So if you want to see that, definitely subscribe if you're not already subscribed. You can also sign up to be subscribed to my email list for my blog. So it's the Exploring Chatt Club, free to join. I send out emails just once a week, and it's on Wednesday nights, and that's where I share all the brand new blog posts or things I've been working on. And you also get like kind of insider information and get to help me with creating new things as well. So definitely check that out and join if you haven't already. Other crazy thing about this property are the showers. Like, honestly, I think the showers are like the best part. Like, they are like a true tree house. Like, now these other places, they are suspended off the ground, and they do use the trees to suspend them off the ground, but the tree doesn't go like through the dwelling. Whereas in the shower house, there's a tree in each one. Like, it's so cool. So I have never looked forward to taking a shower so much in my life. I'm looking forward to trying that today and just enjoying that experience because it is a really neat shower house for sure. The shower's got hot water and everything. The community kitchen area is got hot water as well, and a full-blown sink, fully plumbed, so like you can just do things like you normally would at home. But when it comes to the bathroom, not so much. So the bathroom is a little bit different because there's not like a septic tank or anything, and there's not sewer up here. So they depending on where you're staying, you've got options. So like, for example, in the Driftwood where we're staying, underneath is a little outhouse area that has a compostable toilet in it, so you can use that if you need to, like in the middle of the night or whatever. And then closer to the showers, which actually right underneath the shower is the pit toilet, and that's where you can do your business. And then across from that is the urinal, so that one is liquid only because it's an actual porcelain toilet, which is crazy, but it actually flushes and everything. But because of how it works, you can't have solids in it, so you have to throw like your toilet paper in the trash can and just only pee in the toilet. But it's really cool because the water from that toilet, along with like the shower water and the sink water, they all are charcoal filtered. So after the water's used, it goes through a charcoal filter to then it's free to go into the creek behind the property. So everything around here is as renewable as possible and just really self-sufficient. The purpose of this property, it's called Awakening Adventures, and it is really this God-fearing couple that has taken this property and decided to build it up and bless others by glorifying God and offering opportunities for people to come and have like a nature retreat to really focus on the relationship with God. And if that concept is foreign to you, I understand. um, I know in our country there's a lot of people know about God and stuff, but I don't know how many people actually know God, which is a totally different story. So if you have any questions about that, please send me a DM on Instagram or shoot me an email or something. I'd be more than happy to talk to you further about that, answer any questions you might have. But ultimately, God is there for us, and all we have to do is seek Him. It's really simple. And a place like this really helps clear all the distractions of the world around you. You'll notice in the dwellings, there's no TVs. Yes, there is Wi-Fi, so if you bring your own devices, you can, do stuff with that. But there's no TVs, there's no, like, music players or anything. There's not, like, a whole bunch of technology out here. You're here to be outdoors, embrace nature, and get closer to God. Like, it removes all these distractions that will help you to better pay attention to your surroundings and see what God is doing in your life. And that is really the purpose of this property. And they also do would love to host like church retreats and stuff. So if like church groups want to get together, like it's also a big group camp. So there's space and the resources and everything to do that as well. So definitely, if you are part of a church and you would like to do something like this with the group, or even if you personally would like to do this with like friends or family or something, definitely check out the website, which I'll have linked below. And of course, I have more details about the place, photos, and all that stuff also in my blog post, which is also linked below. That shower was everything I imagined it would be. Like, one of the best showers I've had. The shower head was great too, and water pressure, everything was perfect. That was after our hike. So we hiked Black Mountain today, which, like I said earlier, you'll see in another video, so definitely subscribe so you don't miss that. Now we are back at the Awakening Adventure site and cooking dinner. So we're doing chicken stir fry. Adam left me in charge of the rice, which you saw. It says cover the pot while it simmers, and there's no lid for the pot up here, but the plate fits perfectly, so we're improvising. Oh, there's some boiling over going on here. Adam is out in the outdoor kitchen working on the... Oh, that's cooking real fast now. Working on the chicken and the veggies. So he's chopping those up, and then he's going to cook those on the griddle, which will be great. We just put this griddle together this morning. It's something that Barb and Anthony had sitting there for the longest time wanting to put it together. Apparently Anthony doesn't like putting stuff together very much, so he's been putting it off, and then we show up and I'm like, I love putting stuff together like that, and Adam doesn't mind it either, so we went ahead and did that for them this morning. And so then while we were gone hiking, they went ahead and seasoned it because it's a cast iron cooktop, and I'm so excited to see how the stir fry turns out. So I'm just waiting on the rice to cook, which has been a learning curve because the directions say to put it on low and cover, but I put it on low and it just like completely cuts the boil that I had going. So I had to put it on medium, and then you saw it boils over a little bit. So I'm on medium low now, and I think it'll be finished cooking here in a minute, and then I can go help Adam with the rest of the stuff. This was a little bit excessive for glamping, I'm not gonna lie. And we have a little bit of spaghetti left over from last night, like a serving size. Plus we have our salad that we prepped last night, so that's all ready to go. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope I don't miss the sunset. I might. Dinner was really good. Oh, I have a friend. White Paws joining me apparently. I guess she's gonna lead the way. I guess there's a squirrel. She definitely chases squirrels, and maybe it's a bird, who knows. Anyways, this is uphill, but I think it'll be worth it. See what's on the other side. But yeah, dinner was good. It was just time consuming to getting everything done, eating, and I'm like, the sun's gonna set soon. Am I gonna make it? I can see it through the trees. I might miss it. I can't tell. It looks like it's still up there. It's also really cloudy. I think it's behind the clouds. Okay, we're at the top. Now we're uphill for now. Let's see, there's a split here. There's a fire pit. There's a sign. Okay. Crisscross camp. So, here's a spot where you can go tent camping. That's cool. Honestly, I didn't even know they had that. But it's very primitive because it's really far from bathrooms. But nice little spot away from everything. So as you can see, you can't see the other dwellings. Let's see. I don't think there's going to be a clearing in the trees, but you can definitely see the sunset colors. Here's another spot. Oh, main trail. Prayer shelter. Let's go main trail. Let's see where this leads. Okay. So now I've come down the ridge, the other side. Wow, the view is better here. But look at this stand. He told us about that. He said it was like 50 feet in the air. Honestly, it looks like more than that. There's no way I'm climbing that. Especially not by myself with nobody here around. There's a nice little clearing here. But man, that would be the spot to see the sunset for sure. Harness and helmet required. Yeah, that's a actual climbing thing. But man, that would be nice. Horseshoe Ridge Loop Trail. That's what we're on. And this goes down to a clearing. But I think that's somebody else's property over there, where it's cleared. And as you see, this property has Easter eggs, for sure. Because there's all sorts of little things hidden around. You never know what you're going to find. There's campsites, there's benches, there's a 50-foot tower. Like, it's crazy. Look at that view though. See, there's another swing over there. I'm telling you, there's swings all over this property. I guess that's another outhouse. I don't even know. Like there's so much stuff around here. Like, you really don't know what all's there unless you're exploring. Valley Loop Trail. I'm gonna keep going this way though, because I know that cuts back to the other side of the property. There's a little creek. So that must be the creek that everything drains into. He was talking about. That's cool. I need to see all of this. Well, there's neighboring property. So this must turn around here soon. because that's a house you see on the way in. Yeah, Horseshoe Ridge Loop Trail, that's what we're on. That's what we're doing. Okay. Oh, you know what? I think this is the road that comes out, actually. I might need to turn around, because I don't know that there's a trail that goes over this way. I think it's just this road, and it dead ends at the road. Unless I want to walk the actual road back, which is an option. Yeah, that just takes you to the main road. So I guess I was supposed to take that valley loop, and it would have looped back. Oh well. Now we're here. I guess I'll just walk on the road back, because I don't really want to go through the woods a whole lot after dark, just to be safe. It was really pretty out here though. So we made it back home safely. Our trip at Awakening Adventures is now coming to a close. So I just wanted to close out this video. Hopefully I'm not missing anything in the video, because I haven't edited it yet. So this is not editing Amanda, this is pre-editing Amanda. It's nice to be home, but it's like, it's so different here. I've really enjoyed it up on the mountain, because like it's a little bit cooler up on the mountain. There was like a lot of wind while we were there. There's wind here today. Like I could tell it's like the same wind, but like not as strong as like it is up there on the mountain. Which really helped with the weather being as warm as it was. But it's a beautiful location. I love all the different dwelling types, styles and everything, and just like all the unique like tree house stuff. So like not only do you have the tree houses, but then you've got like the perspective platform, and you've got like that huge platform that's like super high up in the tree. Like so many unique, like just focus on the tree stuff. The showers, still my absolute favorite thing was the showers. That was amazing and really cool to just be like right next to a tree while you're taking a shower. And also like the river rock. You know, I don't like rocks. There was one rock that was a little bit rocky. As in it moved rocky, not anyways, it wasn't bad, and the rocks aren't slick or anything. Like it's the perfect little like outdoor shower kind of situation. I love that. And then when you stay there, like depending on the season and stuff, like you never know what you're gonna find. Like apparently we got there, I was hoping there would be wildflowers, but apparently we're there a little too early in the season. So by the time you're watching this video, there should be wildflowers and stuff on the property. So missed out on that. But like no matter the season, like you're gonna find something new, and they always have like additional offerings and stuff they're working on. Like for example, they grew lavender for the first time last year, and so she sent me home with little tea bags that she made of her own lavender and chamomile. And I didn't know this, but the lavender won't grow, but she said if I throw out the seeds from the bags after I'm done steeping the tea, that the chamomile will grow, so I can have my own chamomile plant. Like, how cool is that? So just little treats like that, like you never know what you're gonna get. As you saw, it was mushroom season, so like we had shiitake mushrooms while we were there, and we were able to add that into our food. And let me tell you, there's nothing better than a fresh mushroom. Like, I mean, as it goes for any produce, right? So definitely was it was definitely worth it. And yeah, like depending on when you go throughout the year, you never know what kind of surprises and additional little things they'll have for you. Plus the property is always expanding, so there's always going to be new things to explore and find along the property. And yeah, it's such a fun place. It's always growing and evolving, and Barb and Anthony are really nice. They'll let you just kind of be on your own and like keep to yourself if that's what you want to do, or if you want to be like part of the family, you know, they'll spend time with you, eat meals with you, like whatever. So it's a great experience, and I love how close it is to everything. We didn't have time to do it on this trip, but he also does boat excursions out on Watts Bar Lake. It's only a 20-minute drive from their property down to the marina, where he's got a pontoon boat, and he'll take you out on the boat. And if you want to, they even have like a setup for island camping. So what they'll do is, if you want to paddle to the island, you can do that. So you don't even have to get there by boat. What you do is you pay them to set up your camp for you, so you don't have to take all this stuff with you, and you can just paddle out and your camp's already set up for you, so it saves you time and energy having to do that. And they'll take it all down when you're done, and you just be out on the island, just living the island camping life. So maybe we'll have to explore that sometime. And they even include like the compost toilets and everything, just like they have on the property. So like everything's included that you need. My cat is crying for me. But anyways, so that's pretty much it. I think that covers everything. I got to sit down and talk with them for another podcast episode. If you've been here for a while, you know that I had a podcast like a few years ago, and I just had to stop it because it was just too time consuming. But I really want to start it again. It's called Behind the Business Chat. I'll link it below so you can go ahead and subscribe. I'm probably not going to release any episodes for another couple months, but when I do, you'll be subscribed so you'll see them. But as I start interviewing more business owners and stuff, I'll start working those together, and my goal is to get a bunch put together so I can just edit them all at once and then release them once a week. Thanks again to Anthony and Barb for letting me interview them for the podcast and letting us stay there and showing us everything. We really enjoyed our trip. That was the first time Adam's done any glamping or anything like that, so he really enjoyed it as well. We would definitely go back and do that again. But for now, we're back home, getting back into the swing of normal life. So here comes the cat. Yes, Gray, I'm aware you're there. Anyways, that's it. That sums up this video. I'm gonna go ahead and close out. So, like I said before, all details and everything, photos, all that fun stuff will be in the blog post link below. Podcast will also be linked there. Of course, the episode won't come out for another couple months. But go ahead and subscribe so you're ready when it does come out. And if you're not already a part of the Exploring Chat email list club, the Exploring Chat Club, which is an email list, then definitely sign up for that. It's also linked below, and that'll keep you up to date. So when I do release the podcast, you'll also get notified that way. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Did you miss me? Did you miss me? Aww.